morning, viewers. You're welcome to yet another edition of My Opinion on Clevenard TV. My name is Franca Idemudia, reporting from Port Harcourt, and on set with me is a perfect gentleman and a politician in the person of Ambassador Cedrack Odion Okpebhholo in our Abuja studio. Ambassador, you're welcome to My Opinion.
Thank you, madam. Welcome to you.
Yeah, so how is Abuja today?
Oh, very good.
Wow. Yeah, like I said earlier, we are discussing the state of the nation, the act of leadership. Ambassador, I would like to start with that. What do you understand by the concept leadership?
Thank you very much. Leadership is one of the most important positions on which the lives of many people lies on. And also, leadership is a position of trust and responsibility. Therefore, the act of leadership is the achievement and progress by involving different skills, knowledge, and including and introducing projects that are made to achieve well-defined goals.
So thank you so much. But in Nigeria, I'll take a case study of Nigeria because we are Nigerians. Now, we discover that there are so many things that are happening that's in contrast with what you just explained leadership to be. Now, would you say there is a relationship between the acts of leadership and then godfatherism in the country? And if there is, please explain.
Yeah, sure. From the inception, since the inception of democracy in Nigeria, we have been rolling under godfatherism. So godfatherism is a dishonest way of achieving political influence, and it's a process of installing a puppet leader whose role is to serve solely some influential personality, as opposed to the people who are supposed to be served. Godfatherism is an abuse of the democratic process and render any manifesto useless.
So would you say it affects the growth of any nation?
Yes.
So how does it do that?
Godfatherism is affecting us today. You know, we have two types of leadership, and we have leadership by birth, which are the visionary leaders, and we have leadership by training. So the leadership by birth, they are the one that give birth to godfatherism. So then the godfatherism, they suppress all the one that they will train them and suppress them because they have all the muscle, they have all the money to put them in position. And when they are there, they will be controlled by them. They will be controlled by them. That is why we are lack of development in this country today. All the states, from the presidency to the state level to the local government level, they are all being ruled by godfathers. I can tell you that vividly.
So if you are positing that all the states are being ruled by godfathers and all that, are you saying that it is impossible for an ordinary person to come out of this clutches of godfathers and godfatherism and then win an election on his own?
Yes, quite all right. It is possible. It is possible for Nigeria to come out of this if we actually got resourceful people that will come and rule. The people that are not godfathers, even godfathers, even when they claim that people that claim to say godfather, they have all the resources, and they come there and rule, and they will not be. Nobody will sponsor them. They want to do their election. They use all their resources to do election, and they win. Once they won, they have to control the country by themselves, than giving a puppet chance to start ruling the country. because once a puppet is there, so all what the country has, then they will embezzle it. That is what has been happening right from day one, 1998, since the inception of democracy.
So if you just explain it that way, it means we've not been operating democracy. Am I right to say that?
Not at all. We are not operating democracy. We have been operating governalism system of government.
Okay. But so how do we begin to get things right? Because everybody chants change. Seriously, and I asked somebody a question a few days back, and it was like the nation itself needs to change. There needs to be change in politics, in leadership, and in the governance. So how do we begin to attain that?
First and foremost, I will go back to the 1998 or 1999 when this new government came in.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, after the military regime, then they hand over to the civilians.
Civilians, okay.
That was when the PDP and other political parties were formed. And fortunately, PDP was formed by the elites. So, and PDP was the most powerful party at that period. So when during the after they registered the political parties, they were looking for somebody to bring out. I mean the elites. They were looking for somebody to bring out from the southwest to compensate the death of Yaradua. So the death of Abiola, may so rest in peace. So then on the round table, they discovered that they're choosing to bring out the former president Olusegun Obasanjo, who was in prison then. So now they rallied out together. And they went and brought former president Olusegun Obasanjo, and who they pardoned to become the president. So that is the first time of governalism movement.
Okay.
So now what we learned that Obasanjo was not having anything again. Then Obasanjo was only left with 100,000 naira then, and then they rallied out together and they sponsored Obasanjo, and Obasanjo became the president. And this Abubakar Atiku was the major sponsor of that game, that period. Due to that, he won governorship election in Adamawa State, and they brought him to become the vice president. On the agreement that after 4 years, then he will go for the presidency. Okay. Unfortunately, reverse was the case. That was what brought problem between him and the ex-president in his second tenure. Okay. That is then the first tenure. I'm afraid Olusegun Obasanjo did not do anything because he was paying all the people that sponsor him, and from there there was window were open for looting. So Nigeria were suffering with this. Then after this first tenure, they entered the second tenure, which he happened to give us this network that we are using today. I praise him for that. Because if not him, would I not be able to be talking like this? Okay? Yeah. So that was a credit to him. And after that, then when he was about to finish, then the vice president was contesting to be the president. Okay. Unfortunately, he could not get it. Then Obasanjo, the ex-president, then brought in Yaradua. May so rest in peace. They brought him to compensate Musa Yaradua. So you see, we have been compensating, okay? So now, when they brought to compensate, the Musa Yaradua meant good for the nation. But unfortunately, he could not survive it. Then when he died, then they also, first of all, they brought in Goodluck Jonathan from Niger Delta to compensate the Niger Delta, to appease them to become the vice president. When Yaradua died, Jonathan automatically became the president. And now, when after the 2 years, Jonathan struggled, Jonathan contested the election and he won. When he was contesting the election, he was telling people that he has no shoe, he has no this, he has no that. And people gave him pity votes. He won. So when he won, the worst came. The people that supported him, the godfathers that pushed him to win the election, they were samphoning the money. That was then. Then, after Jonathan, they brought in, during Jonathan regime, some group of people left PDP to go and form APC. Those are the major people in PDP. They formed APC, and when they formed APC, they brought in Yaradua. Sorry, they brought in Baba Buhari, who is the current president right now. They brought him. They were saying, who is the person that will bring that can defeat this PDP candidate? They brought Yaradua. Baba Buhari, and just to compensate him because he had been contesting for a long time without winning. And they ran out for him, and they did the election, and he won. He won the first tenure. He won the second tenure. I can tell you, since not that Buhari might make good for the nation, because it was the godfathers, the elites that put him there. He could not do anything because his hands are tied. Since he entered, nothing has been done. Nigeria has been, the economy came down totally. The finance came down, Naira dropped.
Almost everything is collapsing.
Everything is collapsing. There's no infrastructure, nothing. So where are we? Where are we? My advice to the people is that those two major parties, they are one. And they are still moving from one party to another now, the same. So there are people that can stand today and contest for presidency and win. But they will not allow them.
But why is it so? Why so? Why do you think so? Why do you say so?
The reason why I said so, because the bourgeoisies, who are the elites, they will not allow these people, because when they allow them, they will bring them down. And these are the people, they have money, they have the resources, they have experience in governing. They have credibility in governing. Okay, they will not allow them. These are the people that when they come in, when they become the president, they have their resources to start with. We don't need a reference. We don't need people that have never tasted power before. I want to become president. No, they can't do that. We need a resourceful person with high intelligence, whether old or young. This issue of young, I did not buy the idea. We need an advanced personality to rule Nigeria this time.
So why is your thoughts with an advanced personality to rule Nigeria? Are you saying that, I don't know, why would you say so? Why would you think that an advanced person has a better chance of ruling Nigeria?
Advanced person, when I mean advanced person, you know what I mean. Advanced person has more knowledge to rule the country, yeah, and has resources to rule the country. So what I'm trying to say, we should not discriminate genders, age. We should not discriminate age and genders, and we should not. This zoning of a thing that they are talking about, they are using the zoning to cause confusion. Anybody is free to contest in any area. Anybody is free to contest.
All right, sir. Thank you so much for that. But I really still need you to be clear on this. How do we stop the trend of godfatherism in Nigeria? Because obviously everybody wants things to go well.
Yeah, I just told you that if a godfather himself become the president, the governor, and the local government chairman, the country will be better. Not sponsoring a puppet.
Oh, okay. Now I think I get you. So you are like, instead of supporting somebody to take over that position, they decide to come on board and let's see what they can do.
I get it. Yes, we know them. They have They have everything.
Is that right? Is that right? Thank you so much, Ambassador. And then earlier you talked about the political trade games in the country between the ruling party and the opposition, which is the APC and then the PDP. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, as I said earlier, APC and PDP, they are the same. PDP gave birth to APC, and APC, they are children of PDP. You know, we always say that we pray for our children to be better than us. Okay, so PDP was corrupt according to them, and APC is now more corrupt. So you can imagine the little the election that we are going through now. That they are the only party that are selling form nomination form for 100 million naira, and you see numbers of people that bought those forms. Tell me, where do they get money from? You see ministers buying form. How much is minister getting? You see ordinary person buying for 100 million. Where did they get the money from? So we are tired of all this crap. And I want to say that APC, no PDP, they are not fit to rule the country. We need another party. We need another party for all of us to support to win this election. We can do that. We can obviously do that. We know what to do to achieve it.
Is that right? Thank you so much, sir. I do hope the necessary authority they are taking notes of your recommendations, and 2023 will get it right. Now, my next question, you are from Edo State, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, right. A few days back, we had the state primaries there in PDP and something like that. And then from there, we had a report of violence and death coming from that region. What is your take on that? What do you think is responsible for what transpired there?
Thank you very much. I saw this coming up long time ago, 2019, when Obaseki, the governor of Edo State, was fighting his godfather, Oshomole. And I sent a series of messages to him via his WhatsApp and emails that he cannot fight Oshomole and win. We know that Oshomole was not doing good. You cannot fight him and win because he is your godfather. Oshomole will disgrace you. Oshomole at the point of your primary, Oshomole will disqualify you. Please, you can't fight him and succeed. The best thing you need to do, you need to look for another party not PDP, another party, groom the party up. That was 2 years before the election. I said, groom the party up, make sure that the party is up underground. Then once they disappoint you in APC, then you can now move into the party.
Okay.
He read all my messages. To the extent I even forwarded it to some of his friends that they called me and said, oh, this is a good advice. But unfortunately, he did not listen to me. So, and when the chiefs were down, exactly what I said to him, what I told him, that's what happened. They disqualified him during the primary. Then he could not get anywhere to go. What he did, he now go and spend a lot of money to buy the PDP ticket. Guess what happened? I was in Benin that same day. He came with few people to come and declare to PDP. I was in Benin, and he came with few APC people. He did not come with all the people from APC. Then he left some APC members that are loyal to him to be destroying the APC for him to win. So now he paid a lot of money for that. And PDP, being that they have been hungry in Edo State, no money. For a long time, they have not seen money. So what they did, they grabbed the money he brought. And they thought that, the PDP thought that they can control him. So that is the problem in between them. And governor is a governor. And governor has all the resources. So after PDP have shared their money, they shared their money, and they went to their different places, and Governor Obaseki became the governor. Wow, they gave him more power. Then now, when the time of sharing position comes, Obaseki went and brought in those people that he kept to be destroying APC that did not follow him to join PDP. He brought them into the system. He gave them positions. Then that was where the problem came. Then PDP said, no, you cannot, because these people, they are not members of the party. But they forgot that those people helped him to win. And also, they forgot that the man has already paid billions of naira to them, and they know how much to talk. That is all the same godfatherism. Do you understand? And after everything, then the problem now starts. From that day, then the house was divided. They have old PDP and new PDP. The government was doing its own, and while Danobi was also doing its own. So the problem started. They were fighting each other. They were going to court, doing that, doing this. So at the end of the day, what happened? During this primary, the governor sent in a list of delegates. Okay. Then the Danobi side sent in a list of delegates. So unfortunately, because he is the governor own that they accepted. He's the governor of the state. They accepted the governor of the state. So now, the Danobi group, they also formed their own clique, and during the primary, the Danobi team were doing primary, while the governor's team were doing primary. Okay? At the end of the day, two people emerged in each position.
Under the same PDP.
Under the same PDP. So I don't know which of them that the ANEC attended, because if ANEC doesn't attend anyone, that means that one is not an avoid. Okay? Yeah. So now, the problem they're having now, during that convention, during that primary, I learned that there were a lot of killings. This group brought in talks to fight the other group. So yes, they were shooting everywhere. So now, what I'm trying to say, if the governor has listened to advice of what people told him, it will not be like this. And he doesn't listen to anybody. He do what he wishes to do. So that is not a government. That's not a government. That's not a leader. A leader must have open house. A leader must have open mind for question and answer. A leader must have open mind for corrections, listening to advice. But he never listened to any advice. It is the cause of all the problems going on in Edo State today.
Right, thank you so much, sir. But now that there have been wide reports of death and violence and all that, and then most of the people, they are not happy with the turnout of events. What are your recommendations for this?
My recommendation is this: PDP and APC in Edo State, I think they are off the line. So we are working tirelessly to make sure that we bring in a new government into Edo State, because that is the only way that can solve this situation. And don't get me wrong, when we do it, when we bring in a new government into Edo State, this PDP and APC, they are still going to be the one that will flop it up. They will come in because most of them are.
We are still on with the ambassador, and he was trying to explain one or two things before the breaks. So please, I'd like you to continue from where you stopped before we went on the break, sir. You were talking about the recommendations.
Yeah, the recommendation that I would give is to actually bring in a new government in Edo State. And, we are working tirelessly to make sure that we do that in earnest. And also this apply to the whole nation at large, because we need a new government. A new government is not a change. It's not. We don't need a change, but we need a new government to come in. You understand? In the states and in the in Nigeria at large.
Okay. Okay, but like what you said earlier, you were like the people that sponsor Godfatherism, or the Godfathers actually, they are the one that have money to spend in politics. Okay. Yes. Now you are saying that you want a new government to come in place to change the trend of things. Now the government you are talking about now, how ready financially are they to handle this responsibility?
Okay, good. If you give a thief something to hold for you, that thing can never lose. Do you understand? So now, those people that have been sponsoring they have been sponsoring the puppet government, yeah. If they on their own, they stand on their own, they'll be able to maintain the government. They'll be able to sponsor nobody will be sponsoring other people, and they will also bring their subordinates, yeah, on board to be ruling. So that is exactly what we need. We don't need somebody that don't have money, say, please sponsor me.
Okay. So are you saying that as we get ready for 2023, that we are going to have, or to be having, those godfathers coming together to form a coalition?
Yes, sure. Yeah, sure. We will. Definitely sure.
Is that right? So do you have anything more to say about that?
So what I got to say, I have to appeal to all Nigerians, both home and abroad, to please, let's come together, let's work together. Nigeria is a peaceful country. It used to be a peaceful country, and it's a great country, and it used to be the giant of Africa. And if we left it in that way, in this way, it will not be a good way for us. Please let us go home and put our acts together to make sure that we get away all those elites, all the people that cannot be able to rule our country perfectly in the way that we want it. Because the home is home. Home is home. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter where you are born. Your home is your home. Please come home and let us solve the situation of Nigeria. Thank you.
Is that right, sir? Now I wanted to say one or two things about your movement, the mobilizing all Nigerians. And like you rightly said, I think I'll be able to decipher that you are willing to come or work hand in hand with these godfathers you are talking about. Can you just give us
Yes.
in one word the vision of man,
Yes.
MAN? Just a minute, please.
Yes. Mobilize All Nigeria is formed by United Political Parties for Good Governance, other NGOs, and political association, yeah, to actually come together and advocate for good governance. We need to advocate for a credible president, governors.
Yes. And what I need to know, what I want to know there is, I want you to link it with godfatherism. I want to link it with the coalition of godfathers in Nigeria. I don't
Yeah,
know, did you get that? Link
yeah,
your organization,
if
man.
you,
I want you to link it with
yeah,
how
yeah,
it can effectively work with
yeah,
the coalition of godfathers in the country.
sure. If you want, yeah, we can link it all with them because they are the people that can be sponsor the movement effectively to achieve our goal. Because if we are going to be mobilizing, we have to mobilize from the grassroots
Yeah,
to the top.
very important.
But we have to go around and sensitize the electorate and make sure that and enlighten them, tell them what they need to do, so that on the election day, they'll be able to go out and vote for their choice. So that's how we can link into them. So we don't mind any person that wish to become the governor and is able, yeah, to mobilize our team to go around house to house, street by street, to actually sensitize the electors. Then we'll go ahead with them.
It's all right. Thank you so much, Ambassador Cedrack Odion Okpebhholo. And viewers, you've heard from the man himself and a friend of Nigeria himself. 2023 is just around the corner. And like he rightly said, he is of the position that if we give these godfathers an opportunity at leadership, that governance in Nigeria will be much more profitable to each and every one of us. Well, that is his opinion. How about yours? Till we come again next week with another giant in the house. I remain Franca Idemudia saying goodbye, everyone.